If you can't control your attention, you can't control your life. Peace and love, family. My name is Leon Wheeler Jr., and this is Master Making Emotion, where I'm learning how to master myself and I'm teaching it while I learn it. Today, I'm going to talk about something that, not something that I've mastered, but something that I'm, I'm overcoming now, something that I'm working on daily to rid from my makeup. And that's being focused in a world that's full of distractions. Again, this is not an easy task, but it's one that I'm going to definitely master. Now, thinking about that, I think back about uh, a habit that I developed early on in my life. I'm a pretty prompt person, a man of my word. For the most part, if someone asks me to do something, if I give my word, I do my best to take care of what I say I'm going to do. And in most cases, I'm successful at doing that. I'm prompt. I'm not one of the guys that's late. If I got a time to be somewhere, I'm normally on time. Uh, Most of the time, probably 95% of the time, 98% of the time. And again, I'm pretty prompt. So back in the old days, being a street person, when I call the old days, I'm saying maybe 35 years ago or a little longer, the 80s, mid to late 80s. We started out street guys that was in the streets with pagers, beepers. Somebody beep you, you get back with them. They let you know, hey, somebody need to call. You need to call Blase Splee. They beep you. You call back. The first beepers was voice beepers. Oh, they was hectic. Most of the doctors had those, and that was I had one. But then they went to the beepers that would they leave numbers. Shortly after that, I graduated. Well, they started having bag phones. The phones initially started out in limousines. People had limousines, had phones in them, and they ended up transferring those into bags. And I got one of those. I guess again, probably in the mid to late '80s. And with that, I had developed a habit of always getting back to my people promptly. This is how I did live my life. This is how I survived. So if somebody called me, I'll get right back with you. And why wouldn't I? I mean, I had the ability to do that. So, a lot of times I didn't pass my phone number out because phone bills were ridiculous back then. Not to get off course, but my phone bill at times could have been $2,500. That's a pretty expensive bill. So I tried to keep it down, but I didn't do a lot of communicating on it. Somebody called me, I let them know, hey, I'll be there in X amount of time. I didn't just do a lot of talking on the phones. But I added the bag phone first. And then they turned them to the handheld phones. My first one was an Oki. It was a little more sophisticated than the first ones that came out. Was like Realistics came out with a phone and a Panasonic. I got an Oki because it was a little more sleek, a little more. It was thinner, a more lighter foam, not as bunky. So if somebody called me again, I respond promptly, and that's just you, my people. You got the number. It's probably business. Why procrastinate? Take care of business. I'm always that's just who I am. So that was then. That's how I developed the habit of being on time. And I've been on time. It's just my life. Back in, say, in the probably early 2000s, late 90s, while incarcerated, I ran into a book titled "The Protocol of Zion." They say that the information in it is probably fictitious. It's not to be took to be taken verbatimly as facts. However, the reality of what's written in the book is facts. It's something that I definitely believed 100%. And in the book, they talk about a small percentage of individuals. They call them the elders. And these individuals were like masterminds in controlling the thinking process of the masses. You know, they did it by way of the media, the press, art, education, any way they could to, I guess, to control the thinking, to dictate the logic, uh, the movement, the mind, the mental capacity, how we operated. So they did it by way of, I guess, manipulating the truth. Or maybe even sometimes telling the truth, but in a way that if you wasn't strong-minded, and the majority of us, are followers for the most part, it's for the masses, for the sheep. So they played that mean game, and they did it to control the world. And I totally believe that this exists still today. No doubt. It existed then and it exists now. A small group of people utilizing their resources, their money, and things of that nature to control the masses. The book I mentioned quite often, The Miseducation of the Negro by Carter G. Woodson, was written in the 30s, along with that book. And he stated clearly that if you can convince a man what to think, you don't have to tell him what to do. If you control his thinking, if put a plan in his mind, if you plant a seed and you lay down the logic in his thinking, he'll do everything on his own. You don't have to do anything after that. You just let him go. And he's going to follow the dictates of what you've programmed. It's like a chip. It's like a chip, so to speak, put in your brain, then you off and running. So this is the reality. This is a reality that I'm sure we've all faced on some level, and we have to be mindful of these things because that's the only way you can combat it. That's the only way you can challenge it and change it. I believe that if you can control your thinking, you become like a super person, a superpower. I think having control over your mind, thinking what you want to think instead of allowing outside influences and distractions, which are everywhere at all times. If you can, do that, you're not a weak person, and they don't want you. They don't. This is the person that they don't want because they cannot control which where you spend your money, where you spend your time, and at this particular time, everybody is bidding for our time. And the distractions are everywhere. I mentioned the cell phone because that's something that I'm struggling with even today. Every morning, for the most part, I wake up and I grab my cell phone. And I'm conscious of what's going on, and I say to myself that I'm grabbing it because I'm trying to check the time. But in reality, a lot of times I'm really looking at that phone, seeking, hoping that somebody is calling me or have left a message or a text or something that need my help, that need my assistance. So I'm still following the same pattern that I followed back in the 80s, being prompt and doing my due diligence to see if I'm needed, wanting to be needed, hoping to be needed, hoping to be sought after. And again, and it's a distraction. So now I pick it up, and not only am I looking to see the time and hoping that someone's calling me, we have all these different. This computer now. We have all these different other distractions on it, such as social media, Facebook, Instagram. We got all these different things and they're all bidding for our time. They're all bidding for our time, and we have to, again, combat that. We have to come up with uh, ideas, ways to learn to capture our own attention, to capture our own minds. It's mandatory, it's necessary, it's a must. And again, when you can do that, that's a power in itself. We have to be ruthless in controlling our minds. We have to be ruthless at that. We have to put in, full focus and attention, because again, it's a stimulus. It sets us up to become sheep. They even came out with a book years ago, probably in the 30s or before that, 20s, how to sell to the Negro. How to sell to the Negro. So, I mean, they've been setting up us forever. And not just us, just poor people in general, the masses. Because you have, again, a small segment of people that wants to manipulate and benefit off of the ordinary man and woman. And I say to you, we can't continue to be ordinary. That's what the channel was about, being masters. And the key is to master your mind, to master your thinking, to master your ability to be the best individual that you can possibly fathom. And it's not a pursuit, an easy pursuit. It's one that we have to put energy into and be diligent, dedicated, motivated, inspired. But yesterday I told you about consistency the last time I talked. But you have to be consistent. And we have to win our minds back. We have to become the explorers and not let everything pull on us like a tug of war for our attention. That has to stop. So now what I do, I ask myself a couple of questions. And this is, the pause is always going to be instrumental in everything you do. Instead of just rushing to anything, take a few seconds and pause and reflect. And it's good to ask yourself some questions. My personal questions is this. Is this serving me? Is what I'm about to do, what I'm thinking, does it serve me? Is it in my best interest? And if the answer to those things are no, I mean, the script has been written. I do away with it. This is a practice that I'm doing daily, doing what I can to be the best that I can be. This is master making in motion, where I'm learning to master me. And if you're on a similar journey, I invite you to walk with me, talk with me. Let's grow together. Let's strive to be the best examples that we can fathom in our imagination. Let's just simply be.